Alright, so in this Python video, we are going to be talking about the random module, so let's get started. Alright, so if you want to generate some random numbers or just generate something random in Python, you can use a random module. So that's just, to import it, you just do import random. And there you go, you have your random module in your thing. Now, if you run this, you're not going to actually do anything because you're not actually using the module. So let's use the module. So let's see what we can do with this thing. So let's try to generate some random numbers. So I can do random, so you would do random.randint, and randint will generate a random integer. And then you just put in the range. So let's actually simulate some dice. That's actually going to be cool. So I'm going to put in some dice. So a die, a single die, fair six-sided will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can just run the program, and it'll just keep generating these random numbers each time. And as you can see, 1 and 6 are inclusive, so it includes 1 and 6. So we can just keep running this, and we'll get random integers each time. Now another thing you can do is range. Now we do print random.randRange. And range is basically, you're going to do your start. Let's say I want to start at 0, your stop, which I'm going to stop at 20, and your step, which is I'm going to do 2. I'm going to delete this line, and let's see what happens when we do this. So we get 12, 18, 2, 6, 8, 0, 14, and as you can see, we're always getting multiples of 2 because I have the step of 2, so it's only going to be counting your evens. Now, let's say if I put in a 3 over here, I'm going to get multiples of 3. So they'll give me multiples of 3. So this is good for like multiples and stuff, so you can like list your multiples. And I know so you can have that. And you can just keep on printing. You can change the start. And now this should list all of your multiples. Now obviously we're starting from 2, so this is a prime. So if we go from 2, you're going from 2. So I'm just going to put it back to 0. And it'll print multiples of 3. The only time you won't get a multiple of 3 is 0. So that's range. Now let's do a problem. Let's say we have 2 pair six-sided dice, and we want to add them. So if I run a 2, if I roll a 2 and a 3, I'm gonna print. So basically, it's gonna be like if I roll like a 2 and a 3, the output, the output should be 2, 3, and then 5, which is the total. Alright, so we're going to be using some conditionals in this. We already know that. Let's get started. So first off, we need variables x and y for our dice. So what I'm going to do is, just right off the bat, I'm going to set everything equal to 0 just to get started off so we can get rid. Now let's go ahead and think about this. Let's just think about how we're going to do this. We're going to have 2 pair six-sided dice, right? So we're going to be doing, essentially what we're doing is print, right? Now let's actually set these variables equal to something. So I can do like random.randRange or randint. I can do randint 1 and 6. And I can set this equal to random.randint 1 and 6. And now I can do the print statement, print x, y, x plus y. Now let's run our program. It's working. As you can see, our program works. We are getting x, the roll of x, the roll of y, and then the roll x plus y, which is, when you're rolling two fair six-sided dice, of course you're going to get the total as your roll. And that's obviously just going to be your thing. And as you can see, it's not going out of range since we have 1 through 6 is what we want our range to be. So hopefully this video was helpful, and yeah, it's the random module in Python.